Hi everyone, my name's Jane and this is Lucy Mabel's Closet. So today's vlog is all about my dressmaking pattern that I've been working on. This is the one I'm going to be talking about, my Pinafore that I've drafted myself. This is version 2 and I thought share it with you, show you the little tweaks that I've done and a few of the little bits and bobs. So please stay tuned if you want to find out what I've been up to this week. So hi everyone, welcome back. I'm wearing Mark 2, version 2 of my self-drafted Pinafore that I've been working on. This is so exciting, I can't explain. I was so excited in my last vlog on my Pinafore, the green one I did. That was version 1, my first draft. This is draft 2 where I've slightly tweaked it and I'm really happy with this version, and that pattern is now as is. I'm quite happy with it, done a few tweaks. And oh god, I love it, absolutely love it. I think my wardrobe is going to be so full of these pinafores and I can't wait now to create something different. So I'm going to stand up and show you before I get all creased and just show you. Obviously it's the same as the green one but a little bit more tweaked. So I use this gorgeous mustard fine baby cord that was gifted to me from minerva.com in exchange for a vlog. And I've had it quite a while and never had an idea what I was going to use it for, and I just thought this would be absolutely perfect because it's quite fine, so it's got quite nice drape, and I thought yeah, I'll do another one of my pinafores. And I've only added 3 buttons to the back of this one. Got a bit of a story to tell you about these buttons. Just got the 3 and I thought they went really well. So on my green one I had 5, but these ones, they're bigger buttons and I just spaced them further apart and a little bit higher up from the waist, and it seems okay. So you can get away with 3 buttons, don't need the 5. And this one has got pockets. I don't know why I didn't put it in my first version. So I thought, oh, I'll put some pockets in. Obviously, I've just picked some fabric that was in my stash and I thought it goes quite nice. There's a little bit of a secret pocket going on there. And we all love a pocket, don't we? So, yeah, totally thrilled. I think, in fact, I'm probably going to start getting a little bit boring now because this is all I want to talk about. This is all I want to do. I'm totally obsessed with drafting my own patterns now. It's a direction I want to go down. I'm loving the creative side because you can literally create what you want and it comes from within. So I'm now creating things that is me. This outfit I'm wearing today is totally me. And obviously I've got my raggy brooch on. This raggy brooch, seriously, this is made from a pair of my nana's old curtains. This is Sanderson fabric, really old, gorgeous vintage fabric. Made this is my very first raggy brooch I made years ago, and it's got all the colours. That seems to go with everything. It's got the green, it's got the burgundy, it's got the rust, it's got the mustard. It just goes with everything. I just thought I'd pop it on and it just give a pop of colour. So yeah, so you might want to unsubscribe if you don't want to hear about me and my pattern drafting because I'm seriously obsessed. And it's just I can't explain. It's like plain dressy ups, I suppose. You know, when you're a little girl, you dress up and you just put clothes on, and you could put anything extravagant on out of your mum's wardrobe or your grandma's wardrobe and put it all on and just create an outfit and be totally you. Well, this is how I feel like a grown-up version. I feel like I'm totally, at last, free of being told what to wear, or, you know, defined what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear, or all these things that, you know, you got in the shops, and, you know, this is what we have and this is all you can buy, and we are the designers and we're going to design this and these are what you can have type of thing. That's what led me to, I didn't like that, so that's what led me to start back into my dressmaking again, because I was sick of going in the shops and thinking, well, is that all there is? It's not really me, and I'm wearing things that aren't really me, and then you forget, then that's where you lose who you really are. So here I am, 55, and I'm finding who I really am in my dressmaking, that is for sure. And this drafting patterns is just like letting me whew, it's like opened a floodgate of creativity. I mean, I'm not a designer, I'm not a fashion designer, I'm not artistic in that sense of the word. I couldn't draw to save my life, but I can bring this creativeness out of me onto some paper in form of a flat pattern, and then create a garment that reflects me. And I think that's why I'm loving it, because it's like, whoa, this is good fun. Seriously. And there's no mistakes. Well, obviously there's going to be mistakes, but you learn as you go along, and by making the mistakes, you then correct it next time. So obviously my green Pinafore that I made last week, a few mistakes after I'd made it, realised, looked at it again and thought, yeah, well, I could have done that better. Why did I do this that way, type of thing? And readdressed it in this one. And I think I've cracked it for me anyway. And so that's what I'd like to do, is get it redrawn nice and neatly, because my version, I'll show you my versions. Obviously got a lot of scribbles on and lines and amendments and sellotape of how I came to create. That's the back. And obviously again for the front. So these are my patterns now. They're set. That's it. I'm happy with them. Got all the notches, seam allowances, grain lines, everything I need to know for the pattern. So obviously I'd like to redraw this, get it drawn properly, and then grade it for all the sizes. But that's something down the line, and then put it on my website, and then hopefully share it with you, and you can have a go and making it for yourself. So that's something I'd like to work on. So I'll keep you posted on that. But talking of PDFs, I've created the pocket into a PDF, and that's now on my website. So if you ever need a pocket template PDF for something you make, and you know, just say for example you've got a pattern, a bought pattern maybe, and it hasn't got pockets, but you fancy being a little bit creative and adding your own pockets, because yes you can, then if you fancy having a go, please feel free to download this PDF. It's free, it's on my website. I'll pop the link to it in the box below. And this is just a normal pocket template. All the instructions are on there, and it's the pocket that I've got in my dress. So I'll just show you again. Nice, where am I? Nice deep pocket, nice and deep, roomy pocket, and it can be fit into all sorts of your dressmaking. So I'll pop the link for that. Now going back to the buttons on the back, just show you again. If you recall, when I was talking in my last vlog, I think it was, where I absolutely love buttons. I've mentioned this before on previous vlogs. One of my favourite all-time things I used to love to do when I used to go to my nana's was play with her button tin when I was a young girl. I'm absolutely in my element, and I've always loved all buttons. If I see a button on the path when I'm walking, I will pick it up. I can't leave a button unattended. So I've always had this love for buttons. And as I said, my button tin is getting a little bit depleted. It's getting lower, and I need to refill it. And I'm sure there's loads of, let's say, older people than me who have lots of button tins that they don't use anymore. And where I live, I think I'm probably one of the youngest people in my little cul-de-sac, and majority of them are elderly, and they're all so lovely and chatty. So as soon as COVID's over, I'm going to be knocking on doors and saying, can I raid your button tin? But one of the old gentlemen who walks past, and I talk to him across the road, social distancing, he just lives across the road from me, and his wife recently died, last year it was, and I was just chatting to him across the road, and I was saying, Norman, he's called Norman, have you got any old buttons, old button tin roaming around your house that you don't want anymore? If so, can I have it? And he went, oh, I don't think so, but I'll have a look. Sure enough, an hour later he knocked on my door and it produced a little carrier bag full of buttons. And these 3 buttons are out of that little bag that he gave me, that his wife obviously had, God rest her soul. And I just thought, oh, I've got to use some of those buttons Norman's given me. And there was just these 3 left. And I thought, perfect to go on the back of this dress. As I say, there's only 3 of them of this type. So that's why I did 3. And obviously, because they're a bigger button, I just spaced them further apart. And so I went and knocked on his door. This is just literally freshly made. So I went across and knocked on his door and showed him the buttons. And I said, Norman, just to show you that those buttons are getting well loved, re-loved. and recycled. So just wanted to show you, and he was absolutely thrilled to bits. He couldn't believe I'd made it. He thought I'd just stitched them onto a ready-made outfit, and I said, no, I've just made this and I've just popped the buttons on the back. And he was so chuffed. So I said, so I'll keep you updated. I said, but if you want any of the buttons back, you're not getting them back. He was just laughing. So that's the story behind the buttons. And then I've also been doing a little bit of knitting. I obviously crochet if you follow me on my crochet channel, but I've just thought, oh, I fancy doing a little bit of knitting. And my mum I was going through my mum's old knitting patterns, and she's got some from like the 60s and the 70s, and there's a gorgeous little jumper. So I've been knitting a jumper. So when that's finished, I'll show you that one. But it's got me really into knitting at night. So I've got some wool delivered, and I got this one, and I thought, how good does that go? And this is going to be a little, I think it's going to be a little cardigan. I can't remember now, but it's going to be a cardigan. I think that one. So I thought that would be amazing, because I'm wanting cardigans to pop on over my little dresses that I'm going to be making. And then I've also got this one, which is a double knit, this gorgeous rust orange. And I thought, oh, that goes quite nice as well. So that's definitely going to be, I know what that one's going to be. That's going to be an old-fashioned slip-over vest type of thing that, you know, like your granddad used to wear. So I can pop it on over pinafores and like layer. So that's what that's mapped out for. So a little bit of knitting going on here at Loopy Mabel. So I just really wanted to come and share my exciting news. Obviously, hopefully I'm not going to get too boring and go on about pattern drafting and things I'm making, but I'm sure you share the excitement with me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who loves to have a go at pattern drafting. That's something I've just recently found. Always been looking at it on a sideline from a distance, think, no, I'd love to have a go at making my own clothes, but then for some reason, I don't know whether it's confidence or you always say to yourself, oh, I couldn't do that. And then now I've tried it. It's not that difficult. Obviously, it's a massive learning curve. There's so much to learn. A lot of it's just basic sense. Sometimes I say to myself, Jane, if you had a brain, you'd be dangerous. Some things I do, I always, without fail, every single time, get my stitch ripper out, because I make some daft mistake every time, and I don't think that'll ever change. I mean, that's what a stitch ripper's for, isn't it, anyway? And I tell you one thing, my stitch ripper has never had its lid on from the day I got it. The lid never goes on because it doesn't get chance, because it always gets used. Also, my rulers arrived. If you remember, for my birthday, I got some birthday money, and I thought I'd get myself some sewing items with it. So I got some, again, to do with pattern drafting. I got 3 new rulers. So I got this one, which is like a hip curve, and ideal for doing your necklines, your arm size, the hip line on skirts and trousers. So I got that. And then I've got 2 rulers that I've been using. One's in centimetres and one's in inches. I'm forever having to swap my rulers. So I got this one, which is metric and imperial ruler. So on one side it's inches and the other side it's centimetres. It's absolutely brilliant. So now I just need the one ruler to do either my inches or my centimetres, and I don't have to keep swapping between the other 2 that I've got. And also I got my metre rule, which is another ideal. It's just a metre ruler, wooden ruler. Again, this has got inches and it's got centimetres on it. So I've got that, and this is ideal for when you're doing your pattern drafting. So you've got a really nice, long, continuous line rather than having to use your ruler a few times. So I know it might be sad, but ruler central here. So I think I've got all the tools I need now for my pattern drafting. So I thought, oh, that was quite, I'm quite pleased with myself actually, because instead of just wasting it on something that I've got nothing to show for it, these will get well used. So I'll pop the links to these in the box below if you're ever looking for some rulers. Talking of rulers, I have been using a couple of the Clover items. Now these were gifted to me by Clover to try out and see what I think. And the first one is it's called a hot hemmer. So obviously the clue is in the title. It's a hot hemmer guide. So obviously it's to use with your iron, and you just literally pop your fabric over whichever measurement you need your hem, pop it over and line up against one of the lines, and then you just run your iron over it so you get an accurate hem and it's heat proof, and I've used it a few times, so it's quite useful. So that is quite good actually. And then they've also sent me a couple of other little rulers, which again are going to be really quite useful for my pattern drafting. There's a curve ruler, and it's also got a mini ruler. It comes in a cute little wallet. So you've got a tiny little ruler if you need. I think that'd be quite handy to put by the side of my sewing machine. Sometimes I'm needing to measure things. And then you've got these two rulers that have got a slight curve, so ideal for hip curves. Then again, you can use this for your pattern drafting for your neck and your armhole. And again, they're all marked. So they'll be very useful. And I love the little plastic wallet that it comes with. And that I can also pop my hot hemmer guide in there. And then they've also sent me the 30cm graph ruler. They know me so well, they know I like my rulers, and it couldn't have come at a better time actually. How cute is that? That's a 30cm graph ruler. And again, that'll go lovely in that wallet, just perfect. So I'll pop these in the box below too if you fancy having a browse. And one more thing before I go. Seriously, a game changer for me. I've been struggling with the foot plate on, you know, the measurement guide on your foot plate on your sewing machine. I just thought you use the stitch width for when you change your zigzag width. Never realised that by moving your stitch width, leaving your straight stitch, that's what you use to adjust your seam allowance. So on my machine, left as is, 0.0 is a ½ inch standard. So this is with your foot up against the edge of the fabric. It gives you a ½ inch seam allowance. So if I change my stitch width to 2.0, it gives me my 3/8 of an inch or centimetre seam allowance. I mean, if only I'd known that. Again, if you move the stitch width to 5.5, you get 1/4 inch, and then if you move it over to 7, you get 3/16 with like 5mm. And I've wrote it down on a piece of paper that's at the side of my machine now. So now, well, I don't even need to use it actually, because in my machine I've got set the memory. So I've set the memory for each of these individual memories. So memory number 1 is my 1cm stitch width. So I just press memory number 1 and the machine just moves. So now I put the footer on the edge of the fabric and I get my 1cm seam allowance. I mean, is that seriously just me being totally unaware that that's what you did? Because seriously, that has been a massive game changer for me in the last week. Unreal. I just never thought. Surely I'm not the only one. And please let me know in the box below if that's something you didn't realise either. It's just, you literally just change your stitch width setting on your machine. It's probably in my instruction manual, which I never ever read, so it's probably my own fault. But now I've found out that's what all you need to do. Game changer. So that's what I've been up to this week. Always on the go, always got lots of things going. I am working on my next Felicity Fabrics blog post in some gorgeous burgundy red gingham. So I'll be sharing that very soon. That's coming very soon. And obviously in between all that, some more pattern drafting, but I'll keep you posted. I fancy having a go and putting some sleeves in and maybe changing a bodice so it's more fitted bodice, and then a bit of a skirt coming on. We'll see, I'm not sure. Maybe a zip at the back. I know, hold me down. So I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. I hope I haven't gone on too long. I hope I'm not boring you with all my pattern drafting and all my rulers. Seriously, I think I might have a little bit of a problem going on with them. But I hope you've enjoyed listening to me, and I will hopefully see you on my next sewing vlog. If you'd like to follow along with me, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love that, and love to read your comments too. But until the next time, I shall see you very soon, and as always, happy sewing.